This is part 2 on our lesson for similar polygons. We're going to use similar figures to figure out a value of x. It tells us in this similarity statement that polygon LMNO is similar to polygon QRST. That means we know 8 things. We're going to mark the things that we know. Angle L and angle Q are going to be congruent. Not because they're in the same position, but because they're in the same spot in the similarity statement. Likewise, angle M is going to be congruent to angle R. Angle N is going to be congruent to angle S. And angle T is going to be congruent to angle O. That's 4 things that we know. Now, we also know that the sides are proportional. So, for example, the 5, which is the bottom length on the small shape, is corresponding to the bottom length on the big shape, the 6. They don't go with each other because they're both on the bottom. They go with each other because they correspond from the markings or from the statement. So if this ratio, 5 to 6, works for the bottom, it's also going to work for the tops. So the ratio of the tops has to be 5 to 6. So notice how the top of the small guy is 2, the top of the big guy is x. That ratio has to be 5 to 6. So we're going to cross multiply. We're going to take 6 times 2, which we know is 12, and then we're going to divide that by 5. 12 divided by 5. That's your answer. Okay, now you can type that into your calculator. It's going to tell you that it's 2.4. That's how you use your scale factor or similarity ratio to calculate other side lengths. We're going to do the same thing with this next problem. We have 2 triangles, and they're telling us that they're similar. So we know 6 things. I'm going to quickly mark the angles that I know are congruent. Angle R and angle J are congruent. Angle S and angle K are congruent. Angle T and angle L are congruent. That just gives me a point of reference so I can quickly compare which sides correspond. Okay, so I can see that the 4 goes with the 7. They're both on the left. That doesn't mean they correspond because they're both on the left, but they do correspond because of the markings. So if that ratio is 4 to 7, every other ratio of sides, bottom to bottom, is 4 to 7. Right side to right side has to be 4 to 7. So that 4 7s has to be the same thing as 6 compared with y plus 2. And we're going to cross multiply. 7 times 6 is 42. 4 times the quantity y plus 2, be careful there, I'll write it like this. You need to distribute. So 4y plus 8 is 42. Take away 8, and then divide by 4. And that's going to give you 8.5. That's your y value. Now look on the picture how the bottom side is not y, it's y plus 2. So you're going to get 8.5 for that length. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing to find x. 4 7s has to be 5 to x. It's easy to cross multiply on this one. Four x would be 35. 35 divided by 4 is 8.75. Okay, now you can double check your ratios. What is 5 divided by 8.75? What is 6 divided by 8.5? If you type those in your calculator, it's going to tell you that they're both 4/7. That's how you know that you're right.